Um, it's very expensive to live when you don't have health insurance, and you make very careful decisions about what constitutes an emergency. And until very recently, my husband and I were paying like $2,000 a month for the two of us plus our three kids for insurance. So, and like a $6,500 deductible. So you really don't get much for your money. You'll just pay and pay and pay and get very little health care. Anyway, part of the reason why the $2,000 was hard to afford was the amount that we spend on veterinary bills. Um, Seems like our pet's health is a little bit more important than ours. And if you saw my dog, you'd know why. She's adorable. Um, I was walking her last summer and I flipped her over and I saw this tick. I'm like, oh God, oh Jesus, oh God. And so we got in the car, we didn't even go back inside. We went to the vet. I get inside the vet flips her over. I'm like, she has a tick. It's right there. It's embedded. You have to look very carefully. He's like, it's a nipple. Like, well, that's rude. I was just being careful, okay? And then another time I took my cat to the Blue Pearl emergency vet, which is like $300 to walk in the door. I'm like, she ate some purple ribbon. She needs to be scanned. It's a linear foreign object. I know what it can do to her intestine system. And so they take her in the back to triage, and I'm in the waiting room, and they call me right away to one of those visitation rooms, and they're like, tell us in your own words why you brought your cat here today. And I'm like, well, I saw some purple ribbon and I figured there was more in there. They're like, she's fine. So here I am, I'm being accused by Munchausen's by proxy. Munchausen's by puppy, if you will. They thought I was trying to get attention for myself by bringing my animals to the vet. Anyway, so last year I had a real health emergency. I was cleaning up this apartment that I owned, a two-flat that I owned, because I was getting ready to put it on the market. And it was going to be gutted anyway, and the unit that I was cleaning had been home to a lot of animals, cats and dogs. But there was some carpet on the stairs, and I knew that the buyer was gutting it, but I watched too much HGTV, so I thought I really need to take this carpet off the stairs. This is what's going to sell this place. So I'm pulling the carpet off, and it's hot, and it's disgusting, and I'm breathing it in, and I'm filthy. And I get all the tacking strips up, and I take it all out to the alley, and I drop it, and I'm just totally grossed out by the process. And I go home, and we sit down to have dinner, and I took one bite of my falafel sandwich from the Pita Inn on Dempster, and I started to cough. And then I started to choke. And I'm coughing and coughing. It's the kind of cough when you're eating at a table with people, you get up and you leave the table because you don't want to ruin their meal or their evening, right? So I'm in the kitchen, and I'm with my mother and my husband and one of our daughters. And I'm in the kitchen, and I'm like, and they're like, are you okay? You're like, you're breathing. You can breathe, right? And my husband's like, do you need me? You know, he's like trying to salvage his kebab, you know, but the noise is getting louder and louder and louder. I'm like, and then I'm doing the math in my head about the healthcare, right? And I'm like, my mom's like, what can we do? I'm like, call 911. So they call 911. The ambulance comes, and they're coming in the thing with the cart. My husband's like, really? You're really calling 911 because you're gagging on a falafel? No, it's more. And this whole time I'm heaving and my eyes are watering. I could tell my blood pressure's going up. It was so gross. And so the EMTs come in. They're like, well, we think you're going to be fine. What do you want us to do? And I'm like, take me to the hospital. And the EMT's like, really? Like, okay, everyone thinks I'm faking when my dog goes to the vet, and now it's me who's making too big of a deal because I can't catch my breath because of my gagging and heaving, right? It was awful. So I get in the ambulance. We're new to the neighborhood. I'm embarrassed. So I've got my face covered on the cart going out. And I'm like, make up a story, you know? And so I get to the hospital. And they're like, what happened? I'm like, they give me Benadryl, and they numb my throat. And the doctor takes like this plastic speculum device. Well, first of all, he's like, things will probably be better You'll probably get better in a couple of minutes once you settle down. Like, like I'm a hysterical woman or something like that. Like, no, I'm not getting better. He sticks a speculum thing down my throat. He pulls it out and he goes, "You, my friend, have a hairball." So here's my question. Should I get pet insurance?